Solex Nation. We're so happy to be with you this week. We have a couple of announcements as usual.
Yes, we will be, next week is going to be a bit of a change. We don't have very many weeks throughout the year where we don't have a traditional Wednesday night call, but next week we are going to have a call, I guess you'd call it, but it's going to be a little bit different. It won't be on Zoom. In fact, you'll get a text. If you get the texts and emails from us, it'll link to actually our YouTube account where we'll do what's called a YouTube premiere.
You may have noticed for the last few weeks during these Zoom calls, if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you should be getting a notification saying that Solex is going live and doing a premiere. And so we have been playing these calls in tandem with Zoom on YouTube as well as a premiere function.
Yes. And so next week's call is actually going to be a very short in duration. We have really one message to give. It's nothing, as far as if you see it later, you're not going to miss out on a ton, but we're really excited.
Sort of, actually.
Well, I guess
you're going to want to see it as soon as we put it out.
That's
you
true.
will miss out after a few days. That's all we'll say.
The concept of limited supply?
Okay.
He went there. So time is of the essence, I guess, to a degree.
Yes.
On some things. We're going to have it on YouTube Premiere next week. It's only going to take about 5 to 10 minutes of your time max. Come join us just for a few minutes. If you're here in the U.S., as you jump into your Thanksgiving holiday, we just have some special treats and things available for you for next weekend.
And that is the reason we are having a shorter, we're not having a traditional call next week, is because it is Thanksgiving here in the United States next week, and there will be a lot of people traveling, including our employees. And speaking of that, rolling into that, the office will be closed next Thursday and Friday. That's the 24th and 25th, I believe.
24th or 25th?
Yes.
25th and 26th. Sorry.
25th and 26th. So Thursday and Friday, we will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday, but we will resume business again that following Monday.
Obviously, all your online access will remain the same. You can do that. It's just customer service and walk-in efforts won't be available to you. But enjoy the weekend. Hopefully you guys have a nice break and spend time with family and friends. One thing we do as on the heels of that weekend, we approach our Dave Discovery ticket price increasing. December 1st, Dave Discovery ticket prices increase. Whether you're just getting the virtual ticket or getting the virtual ticket with the swag bag, both which come with a discount
code.
Yeah, for that account. So those are coming up on us, so we're closing in on that opportunity to save a little bit of money. Obviously, we're reaching the point where we're doing a lot of prep work already for March for that Dave Discovery call, and so this is all part of that preparation where we kind of get counts finalized, and sometimes that increase allows us to get there.
That's right. So it helps us. The sooner you can buy your ticket, it helps us with our planning.
Yep.
So
good.
Okay, we had a contest last week on the call. We talked about phase 1 a lot last week. Now, just to talk a little bit about phase 1, I don't know how well we explained what that is for the newcomers.
Great, yeah. So we have, when you join Solex, you automatically have access to the basic training in Solex University. Past that, we have these paid-for trainings where a little bit more depth and expertise is not only expended by Solex, but where we bring on guests to do some teaching and training on our behalf.
It's really in-depth.
Yeah, super in-depth. We have phase 1, we're going to have a phase 2 and a phase 3. Different courses, if you will, on diving deeper into this technology and how it works in with your body frequencies and learning what you can do with that. So phase 1 is coming to a head here on December 1st.
December 1st. So, and it is for sale now in your back office. So if you see that, in your shopping cart, that's what that is. That's phase 1. And that's what we've been talking about. So the contest this week, we are giving away access to phase 1 for one person who signed up.
Yeah, if their name is drawn.
If their name is drawn, we're giving them phase 1 for free and the person that they signed up this past week.
So 2 people get it.
2 people get it.
So if we're gonna read the name of the enroller
first, and then we'll read the name of who they enrolled, and
both
of them will get it.
Great.
So let me grab those.
Okay. So here's the drawing. These are people who enrolled last week, right?
Yes.
Last week, those people who were able to do that. We're gonna draw a name out, and
I'm really mixing it up.
Oh, good.
Do you want to do it?
Sure.
Okay. Just choose one.
Oh, these are really thin.
They're tiny. There were a lot of people though.
All right, here we go.
So this is the sponsor.
Lindsay Little, congratulations for enrolling.
John Humphrey Jr.
Both Lindsay and John will get a free pass to phase 1 on Solex University, and that code and that information will be sent out on December 1st to you, so you can start that new extended training. That's awesome.
That was wonderful. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. We have a couple of people who have gotten license plates.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
It's fun.
Another international one as well.
Yes. Right? Someone from Canada.
Someone from Canada. And then we also had one from Idaho.
Yeah, let's take a look at them.
Okay.
Delmer, Varga, and Ken Anderson. All right, so Ken actually is in your club.
Yes, if Solex plates. A lot of people are getting AO scan plates, but I have a special affinity for those that get the Solex plate because I have the Solex plate. And so you're part of the Chi Club. We're trying to grow in number. There's only a handful of us, but Ken, you're in it. Thanks for being in it. Thanks for choosing Solex as your plate customization. That's awesome.
And Delmer, we love to see the Canadian AO scan plates.
Yes, getting international. This is incredible. I love it. I mean, we're going to be worldwide. We're going to have plates in every country of the world before we're done. This is awesome.
So both of you, we are sending you a Solex silver coin, and now you are both part of that Solex Legacy group.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
Okay, speaking of being part of the Solex Legacy group, let's talk about our top enrollers, and we have a couple people that are adding to that group this week.
Another coin or 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. I think I'll let on again. I keep doing this.
Okay, we'll start with second place. And this is from November 8th through November 14th, I think.
Okay. I think we're close. It was that week anyways, right?
I think that's right.
So we had, of course, second place. We have several people on this group. Elizabeth Tringali.
Teresa Kaplan.
Katie Jane Hill.
And Yolanda Clay.
Yes, congratulations.
All tied for second place.
All tied for second place. Well done. Okay, and we also have a tie for first place. These people are going to get the Solex coin and be part of the Solex Legacy group. And this goes to, again, a tie, Kelly Moss and
Laya Ibarra, I think is how you say it.
Yes, I'd say it that way. Kelly and Laya, congratulations. You are now part of the club. We're going to send out your coin right away. I hope you enjoy being part of this group.
Okay, well, we're going to move on to the call. We have a really great call lined up today. First, we're going to
I hope so.
We do, actually. You know, we had a lot of feedback about having Deborah Bruce here last week. And so after we saw that, we kind of grabbed her one last time and said, can you just answer
we're
a few more
canceling your
questions?
ticket, Deb. You can't leave until you record something else.
We just had her just answer a few more of your questions, and she knows so much. So we have Deborah coming on.
Wonderful.
But first, we're going to hear from Miranda. If you've ever called into customer service and talked to Miranda, you know that she knows her stuff. She is awesome.
And she's got a great tip for us, right?
She does. She's gonna tell us a little bit more about these new tablets that just came in. So we're gonna hear from Miranda, and then we'll hear from Deborah Bruce, and then we'll turn the time over to Loran.
Wonderful.
So we've been doing some tips over the last few weeks, and we've invited Miranda. You've talked to her on the phone. If you've ever called in, we love Miranda. She's so helpful here at Solex. But we've asked Miranda to come on and talk about our new tablet. We know there's been a little wait for these tablets.
Yes.
And people are pretty excited about them. We're excited. Do you love it?
I've been waiting forever, and this thing is awesome.
Okay, will you tell us a little bit about this tablet's a little different from the previous version. So can you tell us about the new tablet?
So this is the new tablet. I love how heavy duty it is. It does come with a little strap on the back, so if you're a klutz like me, you won't be dropping it. It does not come like this, though. You'll have to use a flathead screwdriver. There's two nails on, I think nails.
Two little screws.
Yeah, so you'll just
in.
attach it here and you'll be good to go.
It was pretty easy, right?
Yeah,
to put on?
it was. Yeah. I could figure it out. I know what a flathead screwdriver is, and that's about it. So, okay, so, and then also it comes with, in your package, there is a docking station. You'll just put it in like this, and it can charge your device, or you can use it for Ethernet.
So there's an Ethernet port on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is on the back there?
So
USB.
Yeah.
3 USBs and Ethernet.
Yep.
Port.
So
That's awesome. So you can charge it while it's on that station. Is that this cord?
yes. Yep.
Okay.
So you'll just plug that into the outlet, and you can charge it. You can also
So I
connect.
put that right here.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What if I don't have my docking station? What if I bring this in my purse and I need to charge it?
So there is a USB charger in the device. You'll just have to you can connect it to another, little charging block.
Yes.
And you can use it that way.
Okay, so you can charge it by itself, or you can charge it through the docking station.
It's super nice.
I love that. What else?
Yeah, I know.
How do you turn it on?
So you'll just press the power button. It's the second button down on the right-hand side, and then you have your volume up and volume down keys. So once you turn on your device, we want to connect to internet, or most people use Wi-Fi. So we will swipe up on the home screen, go to settings, and then click network and internet. I will turn my Wi-Fi on, and then once the Wi-Fi is on, I will click on Wi-Fi, and then you can choose your internet provider, and then I'll just type in my password. You can also click show password. So let's see.
Now we have your password.
That's okay, it's Lauren's. He's
Oh.
not mine. Okay, so once it's connected, it will say the name of your Wi-Fi and then show us connected. So we can click the home button. It's the middle circle down at the bottom of the home screen. And then we can go into the AOScan program and log in.
And that AOScan program is already there when it arrives at
It's
your
already
home,
installed. It's ready to go. Just log in with your username and password, and you will be all set.
Okay, that is easy peasy.
Yeah.
I love these tablets. We do have limited supply. I hate to say that, but we are under the same constraints as everyone else, and with shipping and all the shortages that are going around worldwide, we have a limited supply. So if you've been waiting for your tablet, now's the time.
Get it while you can.
So thanks, Miranda.
Thank you.
We had such positive feedback from our weekly update last week, and so we asked Deborah Bruce if she would come back and just go over a few more things with us. And so we thank you for coming back.
Great to be here.
She's so nice. We have exhausted her this week, so we appreciate you being here. Okay, just a few questions that have come in, and you are really the expert to answer these.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Fire away.
All right. Homeo-Energetix. What is the ultimate emotions frequency? What does that mean?
The ultimate emotions frequency, that remedy was one that Loran developed so that it would cover the entire scope of human emotion, similar to the Bach flowers. And so that particular remedy has the frequency fingerprint, the blueprint frequency of all 38 emotions. And so it's really beneficial because when you take it, the brain can pick from almost like a restaurant menu, it can pick from the different frequencies that are in that remedy and apply it to whatever it is that you need for the day.
Wow.
So it's just a fantastic frequency profile that can be used each day as often as needed, and just benefits the emotions as a whole.
That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So why would someone who does not take a recreational drug have a recreational drug show up on their reports? And in that same vein, what about, I've seen on my own reports scorpion and tarantula, and I've never been bitten by either of those. Why would that show up on reports?
This is really a fascinating question, and when we first came out with the reports, I actually dug into this and did some research because a lot of people that I was working on were coming up with the same question. And in the research, it was fascinating because it turns out that the pesticide industry for spraying crops actually uses the synthetic form of a lot of venoms to spray crops because it's so effective against insects. Okay, so in my research, for example, you might come up under vinegaroon. Okay,
Yes.
and I was like, that's a scorpion from Costa Rica, and it doesn't even sting people. It sprays a venom. Okay, and then you've got the tarantula and the brown recluse spider and whatever. And so many people were saying, I've never come in contact with these. You know, what is this? But then it started making sense because in the same report, you may come up for pesticides. Okay, so what was happening was there was a correlation between the two lists, and it became obvious that what I started telling them was you may not have had a personal experience with that particular insect. However, you're eating the synthetic venom of it when
That
you're
makes
eating
sense.
foods that have been sprayed with pesticides. So even if somebody's gone organic for a number of years, they still could have cellular memory of the fact that they ingested those pesticides earlier. And so the brain can still identify with the blueprint frequency that's in the scanner that they have the synthetic venom from that particular item.
Wow. What would you say about recreational drugs?
That's a different one. That's one where the brain, again, doesn't look at the word drug and say, oh, it doesn't identify with a word. It identifies with the blueprint frequency that's in the scanner. So let's say that you were at a concert 6 years ago, and the person next to you is smoking pot.
Yeah.
You breathe it in, you smell it, the brain registers the frequency, and then you do your scan, and it recognizes the blueprint frequency for that drug that's in the scanner is in your system. Well, it's going to say that you ingested a recreational drug, even though you personally didn't experience it. It also could be that you have used over-the-counter Sudafed, Benadryl, different things that anymore, if you notice, you can't get them in large quantities.
Yes.
You have to show a license or whatever because they're used to make recreational drugs.
Right.
So even just the ingestion of those can lead it to where your brain recognizes Benadryl frequency, you had it, and that frequency registers for a recreational drug.
Makes
so
so
it's
much
gonna
sense.
it's gonna say, oh, you've experienced that, even if you've never actually used recreational drugs.
So interesting.
Yep.
Okay, another question that has come up a few times. Why would a scan show red for a uterus when somebody had a hysterectomy years before?
That goes back to the body still has having something out like that doesn't remove the chakras or the electrical highways of the meridians. So it's still going to register with the scan. The body's electric. It's still going to register that area even if it's been removed. If you think back, we've heard stories about somebody that's had an amputation, and even though they have an amputation, they still sense itching or feeling where the limb is missing. That's the field electric that the body still has. So that would apply in the case of a uterus or a gallbladder or whatever having been removed.
Okay. All right, last question.
Okay.
What would you say to someone who has some health issues, gets an AO scanner, uses it for a while, and then just says, you know what, this isn't working. It's not doing anything for me. I feel defeated. What should I do?
That's a really good question. And I think it's one that people have commonly felt. Thinking about it, what I would say is that your device is educational. And so it's going to be educating you about different things that you need to do in the body. Now, I know myself, I can be educated that I am dehydrated by my device. But if I don't drink the water during the day, I don't expect to feel better or see an improvement in my scan because it's going to keep educating me about what I'm still not doing. So I think that sometimes we need to take an honest look at what we are or aren't doing about what we see when we use our scanner. It could be exercise, it could be drinking more water, it could be eliminating certain foods, any number of things that it could be. I'll tell you something else that would help. I had a client come in that I had been working on for a period of time, and she was getting fairly regularly scanned. And she came in one day and expressed that same exact emotion, that I've been getting scanned, I don't feel like I've made any progress, I'm feeling defeated, this just doesn't work for me. And on the spur of the moment, I pulled out her file and I flipped back to when I first started working with her, and I said to her, so are you still having that awful pain in your knee? I'm sorry that it hasn't gone away. I know that that was a real concern for you. And I went through a number of things that she had talked about, and she sat there and she went, I don't have that pain in my knee anymore. So we went one by one on the things that she came in for originally. Quite a few of them had disappeared. And it was really cool because she came to her own conclusion that sometimes when you have complaints and they disappear, you don't notice it as much as the things that you're still suffering from. That seems to be human nature. So I encourage anybody that has a scanner, if you're the type that enjoys doing it, to do some journaling. Just, it doesn't have to be every day. Maybe once a week, just note the things that you feel are bothering you, and then work on the education that you get from your scanner during the week. And then every once in a while, look back a few months, and you might be surprised by how many things that you see that have actually dropped off the list, but we still focus on the areas that are still bothering us. It's just human nature.
That makes me think about when people write reviews on a restaurant or something, and you see some good ones, but usually you see a lot of, or a good amount of negative. And I think that people will go to the effort to say what they were upset about.
Right.
And instead of if they were extremely happy, you kind of hear from the naysayers more than you hear from the contented. And so that's kind of what that reminded me of, is you forget, when you're feeling better, you forget how you used to feel.
Where you came from.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yes.
And the other thing is, sometimes I know I have to do this with myself. Sometimes you have to get tough with yourself. And that goes back to one of those old sayings that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So sometimes we're our own worst enemy that way. We're being led in a direction by our scanner constantly, but some of the things that we see that we're supposed to do aren't our favorite thing to do. So we just kind of don't pay attention to that, when actually sometimes we do have to get a little bit tougher with ourselves and implement what we're being educated on in order to see more of those positive changes.
There's no magic pill.
No.
Aw, all right.
Yeah, the scanner doesn't go.
Darn it.
Nope.
Darn it. Well, thank you as always. A wealth of information. We appreciate you, and
Okay.
it's good to have you here this week.
Great to be here.
Hello everyone, we're back to it again, and another week with some more information. And hey, wasn't this a great update this last week? Most of you have really been excited about it. There have been a few questions and concerns, and so I want to deal with that today and kind of clarify some of that thing. But let me just start with this. And I've said this before, and those of you who've been with us a long time know, the AO scan is never going to stop improving. More updates, more advancements, more educational information that we think is helpful for us. But with every single update, there will be questions and concerns and a need for clarification. And I think one of the comments that came through that I think really resonated well with me was, we would have been better off to have a little bit of information about the update, explaining the update, before we actually put it out for you. And I think that that's a really good idea, and so we're going to go with that going forward. No more Christmases. It's going to be, we're going to talk to you about it, and then give you an opportunity to give us some of your feedback before it actually goes live going forward. So let's get to this new update on vitals. On vitals, what you were used to was you were in range or out of range, and that's good. On our big scanner, it's not an in or out of range, it's a number system. The vitals and the comprehensive are exactly the same. They're using the same numbering system, the 1 through the 9. Now, they mean slightly different things in each category of your comprehensive or your vitals, the different sections of your vitals, but they all are following the same pattern, and that is anything above 5 means that the vibrational signature that we're picking up is faster, and any of the numbers below 5 mean that the frequencies are vibrating at a slower rate. We want to be in that balance. So when you're looking at your scans, instead of seeing your in range or out of range, now you're going to see the numbering system. Anything that is considered, any number that is 4, 5, or 6 is going to be what we would consider it's in that normal healthy range. 7, 8, or 9 means it's progressively more faster frequency signature than the center, and would be a 3, 2, 1 would be progressively slower. Okay, so it just really kind of helps you. How far out of range am I, one way or the other? You see, it's actually giving you more useful information. Now, so let me stop right here and explain. In the next week to 10 days, you will have an option. If you don't like the numbers, at the bottom of the page where it says report, that button will be split into 2. One will say basic reports. Click the other report button and it'll say more advanced report. So if you're comfortable with and are happy with the in or out of range, just red or green, you have that option. But you'll also have the option to do the numbering, the new one, which in our opinion is actually giving you more useful information when you're looking at your scans. So, you know, the thing is no matter what we do, we're not going to please everybody. That's just life. And we want to give you as much information and to make your tool more useful to you all the time. And in doing so, there will be change. And I don't care who we are. Me, you, it doesn't matter. Change is hard. Change is really hard. There's a good book out there called Who Moved My Cheese? And you might want to go read that book because it helps us understand we need to learn how to cope with change. But we will always be changing. Think about it. Would you like to go back to the old flip phones on your cell phones, or back to the old cars in the 50s and 60s? Now, even though some of those are pretty cool. But you see, technology always moves, and we want to move with that technology. And remember, this device isn't meant to diagnose you or cure you or any of those things. What it is meant to do is to educate you on better ways you can live your life. Maybe I need to change my diet. Maybe I need to do some more exercise. Maybe I need to change some of the things that I do in my house, like some of the things I listen to on the radio or the things I watch on TV. Are they uplifting? Are they raising your vibration, or are they slowing it down? The AO scan is only here to help you become more aware of how our environment, our diet, our food affects us. And in showing us in tangible ways, it helps us make better decisions. Now, along those same lines, comprehensive has always been your 1s through the 9s. So we thought it would be an easy segue into doing it with vitals so that you would have that deeper understanding. But we also understand that sometimes too much information is too much. And I'll be honest, for me, most of the days that I scan every day, but most of the days, I don't even look at my reports. I scan, I optimize, and I move on. There are times when I want to really go through and dig deep into my scans, and then I'll look at my reports. Now, here's the other thing. Let's say that you're a practitioner and you've got a whole clientele of people that are coming in. Maybe you only want to give them the simple report, the in or out. And then maybe other people you're going to want to be able to sit down with them and say, okay, the magnesium's only an 8. It's not a 9, but or whatever. It gives you that latitude to understand more of how to help people understand what they need to be doing. Okay, so now this leads me into another thing. On your body systems reports, You may or may not have noticed that there's now suggestions. Now, this also is the simple report for body systems. The more detailed ones are still in the final stages. We're hoping maybe the first part of December that those reports, but you'll have the ability to toggle between the basic and the more advanced on those as well. But if you look in there right now, if you go in and you do a scan, let's say you do one of your body systems, circulatory system, and it comes down, it gives you some suggestions, and it says in your suggestions, quit smoking. And you've never smoked a day in your life. Why in the world would quit smoking come up? Or consume less alcohol, and you've never drank a drop in your life. Those are valid questions. And I know that some of you already know the answers, but let me just reiterate those. Are you in an area or an environment where the air that you breathe is polluted? We don't have in our frequency database for respiratory health carbon monoxide, nitric oxide, CO2, tobacco, nicotine. We don't have all those frequencies. We just have a frequency for pollution, or, and more specifically, respiratory pollution. Here, where there's a lot of dust where we're at right now because there's a lot of construction going on, and so we're bringing this in. So some of our staff have had that actual come up, never smoked, but it's coming up on their scan is there is an issue. Well, so in this case, they're not smoking, but they are inhaling toxins or particulates that are irritative to the respiratory system. So when you look at this and you see something that comes up like quit smoking or drink less alcohol, and you don't have either one of those issues, then look a little deeper, because it's just giving you a frequency imbalance. Find out, okay, what could trigger that response. Okay, instead of it being a hard and fast, please understand, what have we said before? This is education, and it's based on frequency. So when there's a frequency disruption, and it's coming up with one of these possible solutions or possible causes, you need to do some education. What is going on? What am I drinking? What am I breathing? What's going on in my environment? And make the appropriate decisions. We're not diagnosing, we're educating. Something's awry. Do your work and find out what needs to be resolved. So I hope that helps you understand how to look at your report instead of like this, but like this. Not so focused on, I don't smoke, why would I have this issue? What am I breathing? What's causing there to be this disruption? Does that make sense? I hope so. With that said, keep your comments coming. Keep them on a positive nature. Constructive criticism is always welcome. And positive responses and comments are really help us. But more importantly than any of that, let's keep our vibration high so that we see things at a clear level. And let's keep everybody going down that path of better understanding themselves, how to improve ourselves, and how to improve the lives of those around us. So until next week, see you then. Okay, so Kai, we're not having a call next week.
No call next week.
Thanksgiving next week.
Yeah, we're going to do the YouTube premiere with a little special presentation.
Cool.
It's only going to be a few minutes, so we hope you'll jump on and catch us on YouTube on Wednesday night next week.
That'd be awesome.
And then as far as the giveaway, though, I'm gonna call an audible here.
An audible. Okay.
Usually we just announce what the rules are and what the giveaway is going to be. But what I'd like to do is we're going to do a Facebook Live on Friday, and this is going to be a giveaway to help every QLA.
That's
So
right.
if you're a QLA, you're going to want to jump on Friday and to our Facebook Live when we do it, and find out what the giveaway is going to be. Find out what the new deal is going to be.
I like that.
I think everybody's going to like it. They're going to have fun with it. I'll say this: it's going to last more than a week.
Yep, it will.
How about that?
It will
Okay.
last more than a week.
Good.
That's good.
All right. With all that mystery, you guys, and since we won't see
And
you
you're on
next
your
week.
edge of your seats, we can see.
That's
So-
right. That's right. No, you jumped off the call. And you can't even hear us now. No, we'll see. We'll have a fantastic Thanksgiving. We are so grateful for you.
We are.
And check out that YouTube premiere next week. Bye, you guys.
Wing it.
Yes.
That's how we get bloopers. So we wing it.
Did you wing it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Um.
I didn't do anything. I'm just sitting there.
Okay.